I started going to the gym when I was 19. Now, this is a lie because I also used to go to the gym back in high school when I was around 16, 17. But that doesn't count in my book because back then I had no idea what I was doing. However, if I only knew the 5 things I'm about to teach you, I would have made more progress in my weightlifting journey. Therefore, I want to spare you from doing the mistakes I did, so without further ado, here are 5 things I wish I knew sooner when it comes to weightlifting. So the first thing might be obvious to most people, but I will phrase it in a specific way. It is more impressive to lift embarrassingly light weight with decent form than it is to lift decent weight with embarrassingly horrible form. So I used to look at other people do their sets, and once they finished, I had such a fragile ego that I was like, I can do heavier weight than them. Typically, it was because the person before me would be a girl, and I would be like, I'm a man. Men are physically stronger than women. Also, this girl is prettier than me, so I have to be better than her at something else. And when it was my turn, I would increase the weight and then I would lift with such an atrocious form that I was literally ashamed of myself when performing every single reps. I was like, but at least I am not lifting weight, I thought to myself. But now I realize nobody really pays attention to how much weight you put up, but your form can be seen by everyone, and that's how you embarrass yourself. Also, it's easier to injure yourself that way, and you are not doing as much progress as you would otherwise. Now, the second thing I wish I learned sooner is that you must do the big three, which are the bench press, squat, and deadlift. Unless you have an injury or something that makes it physically impossible to perform them. So I used to be scared of doing those exercises, and for example, I always wanted to have a spotter when doing the bench press. But then I discovered those things known as safety bars, and now I can do the bench press whenever I want. Now, most people will tell you you don't need to do the big three in order to see results, as long as you incorporate progressive overload, which is true, and this is mainly for those who are physically unable to perform the big three. However, for most people, it is just not efficient to only rely on so-called isolation exercises. Most people will tell you there is no magical way to quickly get results in the gym, except there is. Focusing on those 3 compound movements and sprinkling in isolation movements every now and then is literally the fastest way to build muscle. For most people, at least. The third thing I wish I learned sooner is that ab exercises are a waste of time. So when I was like 16, I was obsessed with having visible abs. So I would do a bunch of sit-ups, crunches, and planks in the gym. Those exercises can be good if you are at home and you have no gym equipment. But if you have access to the gym, those exercises are a waste of time. Because your abs already get trained when you do other exercises, such as bicep curls, pull-ups, or deadlifts. And to anyone thinking ab exercises are for burning calories, you can literally burn more calories by simply walking. The fourth thing I wish I learned sooner is that warming up for weightlifting with cardio is a waste of time. Spending the first 5 minutes walking on the treadmill is not gonna make you lift heavier weights. Because guess what? Warming up with cardio is for cardio. If you wanna lift weights, you should instead warm up with lifting weights. If you wanna set a new PR on the bench press, then literally warm up with the bench press, but lift a lighter weight. For example, start with only the bar, and then slowly add weight onto that bar. And finally, the fifth thing I wish I learned sooner when it comes to weight training in the gym is that no matter how hard you train and no matter how much effort you put in, none of that will matter if you don't train consistently. So whenever I trained so hard that I was extremely sore the next day, I felt so proud of myself and I was like, yes, I'm gonna be stronger now. But then I wouldn't train for a month. And the harsh truth is, no matter how freaking sore you are, you will lose your gains if you don't train on a regular basis. And so nowadays, I go to the gym almost every single day. So those are the things I wish I learned sooner, and you will see me in my next video.